My name is Buck Whalèy. I am 22 years old and I am a student at UCT doing my honours in social anthropology, and I'm also a stylist and general concept creator.
Hi, I'm Louis. I'm 21 and I am studying politics, philosophy and economics. Yeah.
Wait, you're older than him. You're older, so I thought he was the oldest one.
Everyone does think that.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
People think that.
I think I just have more authority.
Yeah, he has an older vibe.
Sorry.
I would say more authority, but maybe actually you do have more authority. I'm a chilled guy. He has this vibe that he's more responsible.
But in
reality, I'm probably more responsible.
probably.
Okay.
It's a good act though.
Well, we were born in Zim. We moved here in 2001. And we've moved houses too many times, but we've lived for the longest time in this nice house in Rondebosch, the Burbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much where we grew up, I guess. Grew up here, life,
Cape Town.
Cape Town vibes.
Our heritage. Well, we were born in Zim, obviously. My mum is Indian, from Durban, I think 3rd generation, from India. And my dad is born in Zimbabwe. I think he probably identifies as Zimbabwean.
But he's Irish.
Yeah, he's of Irish
Descent.
heritage. So, yeah, we have Irish passports. So we kind of, in some way, are Irish, but don't really feel Irish at all.
But don't really feel Indian either, or South African or Zimbabwean, so...
Yeah, I feel like let me speak personally, I feel like I feel most South African out of all of those things, but even then, still kind of disconnected from South Africa in a lot of ways. Yeah, and I think that does inform a lot of our, like, what we do and how we conduct ourselves, our identity, or not knowing what we are, or trying to figure out what we are. It does, to an extent, give you a freedom, but I think it also, people always try and, like, tell you what you are. Like, you're not Indian, you're not white, you're white. And then,
nah, dude, you guys are Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not that deep to some people.
Yeah, no, I mean,
we acknowledge that, but it is still, something.
It's a confusing space to be in, where you, like, you feel very, like, I feel very comfortable in South Africa, but also very, like, detached and disconnected in the way that, like, for instance, most of our friends are people of color. And, like, sometimes, like, I remember one time we were at a party and Louis was like, dude, sometimes I forget that we actually look white. And, like, we were, like, one of the only, like, white presenting people there. And it's like we both often, like, forget what we look like. Then we're, like, swiftly reminded.
Yeah, not like we don't see race.
No, yeah.
It's just weird to, like, constantly feel like you stick out.
Yeah. But also, I'm not trying to create, some mixed race tears here.
Yeah, it's not that.
We're happy with who we are. But yeah, technically, I'm more of a creative than Louis, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, you do more professionally creative things, styling jobs and modeling jobs. And
yeah.
I think getting dressed every day is creative for me. That sounds cliche, but it is. And, like, what other creative things do I do? Getting dressed.
There we go.
Yeah, how I look is how I express my creativity, probably. Yeah.
I really don't like the word creative. I don't see myself as a creative, but I understand why people would associate me with creatives. I feel largely as though the reason why I don't like the term creative is just I feel like it's too broad. and there's so many unemployed creatives, and I don't want to be another unemployed creative. I really want racks, you know. Yeah, I think like previously I've wanted to do a very gender, like reimagining gender binaries. Like that would be the main feature in the production of my work. But I would prefer not to be boxed into that. I obviously prefer very conceptual things, where the concept like almost speaks for itself above the aesthetic of the project. But I don't I think I'm always changing. I think I'm still trying to find like what my brand is and where I'm headed in the future in terms of my creative work. But yeah, I don't want to close any doors. I don't want to, you know, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I just want to do as much as possible while I'm still young before I have to bite the bullet and probably get a normal job. I've been thinking a lot recently about like this like concept of like dreaming, and like how I think we all deserve to dream. Like we all deserve in our early 20s to think that the world is our oyster and we can do anything that we want. So I think that's like really beautiful, and I think that's like a really like great part of life. And I think the current creative environment in Cape Town is really like opening up a lot of doors for people to create. But I think that the money and the opportunity to make money is very, very exclusive to certain people, and exclusive to certain people who have connections and stuff like that. And people say Cape Town is very cliquey, and in some ways, I mean, in some ways it isn't, but it largely is very cliquey. And once you're in with a certain group, and they will put you on for jobs all the time. But if you're not there,
I think it's like, I think we can maneuver in certain spaces just because of how we look, and like going to a private school and that sort of thing. I think like it's not a foreign kind of world or concept to us. These things, I don't know. Like I think people will hopefully, you know, as these barriers kind of barriers to entry and the exclusive nature of things are hopefully eroded, people will work together and obviously collaborate. Everyone knows if you work together, you know, things will be better.
But everyone doesn't know that, dude. Everyone just, that's what people are told. That's not really what people know. The thing is, okay, my supervisor for my thesis, he speaks about this in his writing. He speaks about this thing called conviviality, which basically means like friendliness, cooperation and collaborativeness between people in order to come up with something that is like representative and holistic of a certain context and of a certain group of people. And I mean, in order to create something that's very like representative of Cape Town, you need to collaborate with people, because South Africa is a very like multi-racial, multi-gendered, faceted society. It's important to network and collaborate with all these different individuals that are within this space in order to actually have an understanding of what South Africa and what Cape Town is. So for instance, you can't just interview me and I'll tell you about Cape Town and now you know all about Cape Town. This is just my experience of Cape Town. So I think collaboration is very important, because I think you really get a holistic, well-rounded picture of life, what life is, how life is done in different places. So yeah, I think we need to tell the story of South Africa, whatever that story is, to whoever the person is, you know. I think we all have our own unique story to tell of this place and the experiences we've had in relation to it. And I think that's the that we just need to collaborate in that way. Just tell the stories that we know.